I'd like to give a big warm welcome to Fianna Fáil Deputy TD Niamh Smyth.
Thank you, Áine.
Niamh, you are looking glamorous and gorgeous as usual.
Thank you very much. We had a bit of a quick clothes change there, but you know, we made it.
You were strobing at it on the screen, but never mind. No, what I've said to every guest and everybody that I've been speaking to this morning, it is shaping up to be a fantastic taste of Cavan. The ambience, the feeling, the atmosphere in the equestrian centre is electric so far.
Of course, it is
shaping up to be a great weekend.
Absolutely, and I mean, huge credit goes to Cavan County Council and all the volunteers that help out and make this happen, because it is a real flagship project for us as a county here in Cavan. It's a major exhibition of local producers, local crafts and arts and artisan foods, and we see also the craft beers and drinks and that industry here as well, and it is wonderful to see. And I mean, the excitement was coming in the door there, as they said. It's like going to a concert, because there's a queue right out into the car park to get in here. So there's great excitement.
Everything's run so well. There's good space between the stalls. People are able to move around, get around and see everything. Whereas a few years it was very crowded before, but they've sorted out all those problems, and it's a really well organised event.
Well, it's part of the success that the Taste of Cavan has been. It's gone from strength to strength, and they've needed a bigger space every time. When you think of all those years ago when they started out in the Kilmore Hotel, then Cavan Institute, and now here we are in Cavan Equestrian Centre, and it takes this space not only to hold the producers and the craftspeople, but the amount of visitors. I mean, the footfall here is amazing over the 2 days.
It's going to be amazing over the next 2 days, and it goes on, folks. The Taste of Cavan goes on right through until 8 o'clock tonight. So if you haven't got plans to do it, well, certainly you have plenty of time to do it. Wonderful. Now, just to talk, Niamh, you were very excellent there at rhyming off all the things that are on display here today. But let's throw out some of the names. I spoke to some very nice artists before that, Maria Jordan O'Reilly and to Mary Duffy, and there's just so much to get around.
There is.
Our main sponsors are Manor Hill Farm.
Yes.
And it is
huge employers in this county as well.
Yeah.
And you know,
do people realise that we've got, you know, sometimes you're hard pressed to think, what have we got in Cavan? Mm-hmm. It's not until you come to the Taste of Cavan and see us all, or see them all under one roof, that you realise, yes, we have plenty going on.
And I think that's great for us all, because it focuses our mind on how many producers and the diverse variety of producers that we have in this county. I was speaking with Rose Dev-Louis from Bailieborough there, where she is doing the nettle juice and the elderflower juice. Ruth Ormison doing her lovely popcorn. Ruth Ormison with her popcorn, Áine's chocolates. I mean, we have an amazing array, from, I suppose, food that you would use as a starter to the main course, where you have Manor Farm, where you have Barry John's sausages, and then of course there's the dessert end of things, where you have Omega ice creams, and you could also go to Áine's chocolates for some dessert there too. But you've got that whole variety and that whole range, and as you say, even Cully's Bakery there too. You don't think about those things, you know, when you go into your shop.
Yes, we have it going on. Now, my next sort of political question that I'm going to ask you is, do you feel that enough is being done for our local producers, for people who are trying to get their foot up in the first rung of the ladder? Do you think enough is being done?
Well, look, I mean, we could always better ourselves, and we can always do better, and we should always strive to do better. But I have to say, between Cavan County Council, our local enterprise office, they do phenomenal work. We have a wonderful tourism officer too in Cavan County Council, who do phenomenal work to put us on the map for our foods, for our local producers, and of course for our county and its natural beauty itself. But of course we could always strive to do more, and we're a border county. I suppose we're also part of the Hidden Heartlands Trail as well, the Ancient East Trail. We kind of fit into all of that. We've got beautiful lakes.
So we should be making the best of
absolutely,
all of these things.
Absolutely. And as I said, we could always do better. And I suppose as public representatives, that's part of our duties, whether you're in government or opposition, to try and make sure that Cavan is well represented, that it's put on the map, that we're not forgotten about in all the noise of the more urban centres like Dublin and Cork and Galway. The Cavan, Monaghan, border counties in the border region, specifically I suppose with Brexit coming down. I know we said we weren't going to talk about Brexit and we're not, but I mean, it does focus the mind on how much people, how well equipped people are in this county, and how much they've done it for themselves without the help of anybody, and I think that's very evident here today.
Yeah. And of course we do know, and we hear it been bandied about in the mainstream media, that Dublin is on a roll, things have picked up in Dublin, and they seem to have forgotten the rest of the county. This is what you hear if they say. But like when you look at it though, Cavan is just an hour 20 from Dublin now.
Yeah.
You can live in Cavan and you can work in Dublin, or you can work in Dublin and live in Cavan or whatever. And Cavan, we're not too far away from the hub of everything. And you've mentioned a few things there, hidden heartlands.
Ireland's ancient east,
We're in there. We can make the best
Well,
of it.
this is it, and that's why
I know we're near the border. We're just 12 miles from the border in some instances. We're on the border, and Cavan town is just about 12 miles from the border. And I know Brexit is throwing a bit of a shadow over the thing, but hey, as my last speaker said, Greg Devlin said, we came through times when we had a border, a hard border
this
before.
is the thing about it.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, and the thing about Cavan and the beauty about Cavan, I always think, is that we are so accessible to Dublin. We are so accessible to Belfast. You're a little over an hour to either major cities, and I think that's what can be and is really attractive for people who do want to set up business, in that the overheads would not be the same as if you were living in Dublin, Dundalk, Belfast. And I suppose as a political representative, it would be my aspiration that we would have a motorway to Cavan town eventually, that we would have a trail line reopened to Kingscourt, to ensure that young people and all age groups can, if they want, live in their county, and still, if they want to take up a highly skilled job in the Googles or the Facebooks that we may not be attractive for Cavan, that they can actually work in Dublin, and that accessibility, and I suppose that their life is not consumed on commuting. And I think those transport links are going to be critical in terms of developing the county in that way, that we're not having a brain drain when we're losing our young people, and that they maybe go to Dublin, settle there, maybe not come back, that we're kind of a weekend holiday sort of county. And I think we need to be thinking like that and thinking outside the box, and we're talking a lot about the environment, and we see a lot being done towards that. And I think as part of that, we should be looking at rail line, reopening that rail line to Kingscourt, and what that would do for the county could be phenomenal.
Excellent. But that works both ways, Niamh, as well as making Cavan, Dublin attractive to Cavan and bringing the lines down and all that. I think as well we should be also making Cavan attractive to Dublin.
Yeah.
It's whereas like make our town the best it can. Well, Cavan is, I said this earlier on with Andy Price, who's just passing there now. Hi Andy. Cavan is a beautiful town. It's one main street, and we could turn it into something really special with a bit of planning and a bit of foresight, and make our county more attractive to live in, so that people could and would live in our town and maybe work other places.
Well, I mean, we look at the Westports, we look at the Killarneys and the Kerrys and the Dingles and all of those places, and there is something very unique and special about Cavan too. And as you say, you know, we have one main street, but that's very special in itself too, that we're not a whole sprawling urban area. And I think it's something we need to focus on, it's something we need to develop, and it's key, I suppose, in the uniqueness of this as a county. And I think that's what will make Cavan, and does make Cavan, a place that people want to live. And why can't they live here and maybe perhaps work outside the county, or equally work in the county? It's like you like to be able to give people both options. And I think transport is going to be critical in providing that choice to people.
Excellent. So get back to the taste of Cavan, which is why we're here today. We're in the Equestrian Centre Cavan at the wonderful Taste of Cavan. Just to tell the folk once again, Niamh, how wonderful the Taste of Cavan is.
It really is. It really is a special.
Come along.
Absolutely. It's a family day
an
out.
Educational day.
Yes, it's for
an
all.
Exploring day, an information day, a fun day.
I know, and a food day, most importantly, a food and drink day. And I mean, who doesn't like food? And it's nice that when you walk in the doors, you get the waft of beautiful foods and smells and everything else, and aromas, and you can't just but resist come in. And the thing about it is, you walk in and you know you have hours spent before you realise it. I mean, it's not great weather outside, so why not come to the Taste of Cavan? Because you're completely sheltered, lovely warm atmosphere, surrounded by beautiful food and beautiful people, and a great opportunity to meet your neighbours. And you know, when the kids are off, it's a fantastic way to spend a weekend, and it's only the 2 days, so we have to make the most of it.
Well done, well said, Niamh Smyth. Thank you so much. I know we won't hold you up too much longer because you're heading off somewhere soon. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us at the Taste of Cavan. And can I say on behalf of myself and on behalf of everybody in County Cavan, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Áine.
Thank you.